guys, tomorrow is June 1st and it's the beginning of Christy's beautiful life, and it's 30 days of sketches, and I am going to show you the sketch that I'm working on today. And I will have to put down who created this because I was in such a hurry to share because it's getting kind of late that I did not put down. And normally they have who it's by, but in this PDF they do not have who day one is. So I will find out and then I will add it to the sketch. But it is this sketch. It has three hexagons. It has arrows, 3 pictures, and I guess I was looking down at the other one and I was going to add that, but that's not for that one. So what I used is, this paper is from Stampin' Up. It is retired, but I have kind of shadows today. It is Stampin' Up. It is retired. I did use a Cricut design, and I will show a place. I will show you the design that I took, and I believe it might be, I'm not for sure who this one is by, but what I borrowed from them is their title. Yesterday I used a large title. This one is using the Cricut pens, and I really like it. The only thing I don't like is the pen is not very dark, but I am going to probably see if my friend Tiffany has this red color, and I might go over it in red because it is kind of hard to see. And I did use yellow. If I used it on the lighter side of this paper, it might have stood up a little bit more. But here we go. So the first thing that I did was I gutted my paper, and I used, and I'll show you this. So I am a 2-page scrapper, and this layout, it's going to be Happy to Be With You, and it is going to be pictures of my grandson and my daughter. Not his mom, his aunt. So I have a 15-month-old grandson, and he is totally in love with my daughter. It is actually kind of cute, and sometimes she has to hide from him because he just absolutely adores her. He wants to be held the entire time he's here. So I'm going to put cute little pictures of them. I'll hold off on doing that because he is not my child. He is underage, and I don't want to post pictures that are out in the world. So anyway, but the pictures will go, I'll have 3 of them. I'll actually have 6 of them. So one of the easiest ways to do a sketch or to extend a sketch, since I have it, this sketch is a 1-page layout. As you can see, I am a 2-page side, so you don't have to sit and watch me do both of them. So I bought this paper before I became a Stampin' Up consultant because I saw it and it is really adorable. Close to my heart has some paper. It's called, well, they've had a couple They had Sweet as Honey, which was a paper pack that you might have, and that has a digital file that goes with it. And they also did Buzz and Bumble probably 15 years ago, which is actually super similar, but I have both of those paper packs. But these bees are just so cute and so whimsical. So the paper pack looks like this, and there are 12 sheets in that, and I think I might have 1 paper pack left to sell in my stash, but and also I could probably well, I'll talk about that a little bit later. So these are the paper packs. So they have the bee theme on the front, and then they have fun paper on the back, and I love the paper that's on the back. I did manage to get 3 packs of this paper before it was totally unavailable through Stampin' Up, because like I said, I saw it in probably March. I bought it before I could actually buy things from Stampin' Up. And so I bought my first pack, and it was part of my starter kit. And I was really sad to see it go. I would love to see them bring this back because it is beautiful paper. And so if you're not into bees, you could totally do these papers. Anyway, so it's great fun. And the papers that I used, I had to look on the back, of course, because I am not great with colors. So the papers that I used, they have, the Stampin' Up! Colors are Daffodil Delight. If you don't have Daffodil Delight, if you're using up your ctmh stash, you could use lemon. You could use candy apple, and then Petal Pink, which is also the same color that I used in my Bon Appetit layout. And actually, I thought I had used peach, and actually it wasn't. It was actually this color, and this color is called Petal Pink, sorry. New names. All right, so the first thing that I did was I gutted my paper, and I gutted it at 11 by 11 because the Cricut cut only goes to 11 and a half, and I'll show you kind of how I monkeyed with that a little bit. And so I am just going to go ahead and put that down, and you can see that when you gut your paper, the beauty of gutting your paper is then I have enough to make my 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, and I'll show you how I made this cute little bee. So when I bought this paper pack, it was in a bundle, and it came with the paper pack. It came with this punch, which I used some of the hearts that I just kind of threw around on this paper. These hearts are out of that, and then the little bumblebee bottom, and I'll show you how I did that. So I have my 12 by 12 paper, and then I have my cardstock, and you know what, I'm realizing I did not sponge, but I did sponge on this, and so I will sponge later because obviously I'm not going to stop recording to do that. So I'm going to go ahead, and I don't see any sponges. I might have a sponge here that I can grab. Oh, we are in luck. So I won't have to keep my things up, and it even has glacier on it. So one of my favorite treatments for paper, and especially since I can't get a lot of this, and I think I will make a couple kits of this for that July crop. So if you are interested in doing this, so on the 30-day sketches, I will be doing those. And if you are interested in making any of the layouts that I show you, just let me know, and I can make it into a kit, and I charge about $8 for most, unless they have if they use more than average for paper. Okay, so my favorite thing that I like to do is I like to take my ink, and I'm looking around for, that's funny. So I did find the sponge, but I did not find the ink. So I used glacier on this. Oh, here it is. Man, I'm luckier than I thought. So how I just add a little bit of glacier, and did you see that I left a ½ an inch all the way around? I just pounce, and I'm not picky, I just don't want it to be so stark. And actually I'm just going to do this up at the top, because you can see on the bottom, the last 4 inches, it's not going to matter. And see, I have blobs here, I don't even care. Another thing that I thought about doing was I have the cloud stencil that I made from the Take to the Sky stencil. I could have used that too. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead, and I have cut, this is at 1 inch, so I'm going to do the exact same layout, and I'm going to set it side by side because I want to make sure that they line up. Nothing is worse. I mean, you do have a little bit of wiggle room because they're not side by side when they're in an album, but I do like to line things up, and you know I'm not a perfectionist. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to line this up, and it kind of all goes on the bottom. So if you do want kits, this is, I love this bee. It looks like a little boy bee. They have blue flowers, which I really like. And the pictures that I'm going to put on here, I'm wearing a red shirt, and there's a couple in there where my little grandbaby's wearing a shirt. So anyway, so this is part of that Design Space file. And I'm putting this, when you do the Design Space files, they will not cut 12 by 12. They cut things that are this way. So I am going to put this over the top so it looks like, so it doesn't leave off. And this is lime twist, lemon lime twist. It's a Stampin' Up color. I believe it's lemon lime twist. I will eventually know these names. And I'm going to put that right in the middle. And then I'm going to put the yellow over here. Got to make sure it's the right side, because this is close to my heart paper, so it's two-sided. I didn't have a lot of the yellow. Okay, so next I am going to just loosely place things down because I am going to do some stamping and I don't want to glue stuff down. Okay, so I have my 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 all the way across. I'm just duplicating what I've done on the one side. I'm going to do to the other. I have put, these are 2 different papers. You can see these are 2 different papers. So on the one side I had the kind of the lighter one in the middle, and this one I'm going to put this one in the middle. If I had it to do over again, I meant to have these overlap. I would have brought this down and overlapped. If I would have overlapped these, it would have made it look more fluid. You want things to overlap a little bit so that it makes it look, it just makes it look better. So that's a heart I stamped out with that a punch. So I kind of have my things in place. Now I'm going to play with my bees. So the bee, I stamped the bee. Here is, well, first I punched it out in yellow. Oops, it's all sticking together. First I punched this, and then I stamped his little striped body. It looks, and then there's little eyes, and you can make them, so I want this bee going this way, I want this bee going this way, and this one is in the middle. Of course, the one that is in the middle, he has to have 2 wings. So this is a heart, but it's also a wing, and I have a vellum. The vellum makes it look a little bit, I don't know, it makes it look more wingish. Wingish, is that a word? It's going to be now. So that makes it a little more fun. More fun. I used to teach grammar. Okay, so remember when you're using vellum, I'm going to glue it at the bottom, because when you are gluing vellum, remember it shows. So you don't want it to show. You want to be able to cover that up. And I love vellum. I love everything about vellum. I like how it makes everything look fancy. I like the way it sounds when you say the word vellum. All right. People that have known me for a long time know I have a certain fascination for vellum. So this is my one little bee, and he is standing up in the middle. And you can make, and on the stamp set, I'll show this to you. So you have a little body, but you also have his teeny tiny little face. So you can have different faces of your bee. So I have 2 different faces on my bee. So my bee, he's going to have his wings in the middle like this. And I'm going to pop dot him, and then I'm going to stamp on the page where his little antennae is. I'm going to add some other things too. But first, see, there he is. He's just flying. I think he wants to fly like that. And this one is coming in, and his little, he has, I'm missing one of my wings, but I'm not going to stress about it because you know me, I just will add it later if I can't find it. Here's my bee right here, and he's coming this way. I counted my, so that they'd all have their wings, and I still managed to, there, he's going to come that way. He looks so happy. Oops, he's hiding underneath here. I don't want to do that. So, and maybe this will give you an idea to see, there he's coming this way, like that. And then this one is going to come like that. And that, it would be really cute if you just had, if you had like a light blue, if your background was a light blue, it would be cute just to have them with vellum without the peach behind them. I just wanted to pull in some more color so that it's just not quite so stark, and that's why I did that. Why I love this layout is this is super busy paper, but because I separated it top and bottom and had small pieces, I feel like I got away with it. So I stamped very lightly. There's little honeycombs, and I stamped it out of peach. I'm not in love with that. If I had it to do over again, I'd leave it off. But since I've done it on this page, I'm going to do it on the other end. I'm looking at this one, and I'm noticing my bees are kind of going crazy. I don't like how those bees are flying, so I'm going to, I might have to embellish because that's what we do when we make mistakes. Okay, so I'm going to put that down here because my bees were flying upside down. I just can't have that. I just can't. And I'm going to put a little heart right there. So it looks like he's holding a heart, and he's madly in love. And that's what this layout is all about, is my little grandbaby being so absolutely enthralled with his auntie. Okay, so now I haven't put these things down. I am going to get my stamp set, and I'm going to, since I did it on the other, I have to do it on this one. I tried the black. There was a couple things. I tried the black honeycombs, and it was a little bit too stark. I don't mind it being black with like the honeybee's trail, but I didn't like it so stark with the little octagons that are supposed to be the honeycomb. So I'm going to, oops, I shouldn't have stamped this down. I'm going to put a little piece of paper underneath, because when you are stamping, you want to stamp off. And I normally do all that kind of stuff before I put it down. But I get nervous when I'm on this, so I'm kind of moving these, and I want them to be random, and I want them to be sticking out. And just kind of, I like this side way better. I was too aggressive with my tape because I didn't want things to move around like this one did when I'm doing things. Can you see the top of my head? You probably can. I used to worry about that because I had, roots, but now I'm all white, so it doesn't really matter, does it? Okay, so I'm just going to add some of these honeycombs right here, and we're just going to add on the side. And the honeybees were so fun to make. I'm going to be adding and putting these on everything. I love this. It is a punch and it takes up a lot of room, but that's okay. And I would also like to say that Stampin' Up! Has, a lot of times they'll have die cuts that match, but sometimes they have punches. And so this one had the punch, and I'm sure someone will come up with all kinds of different ways to use this. To me, this looks like a thought bubble. You could have it be a thought bubble. It could be a snowman's face. I mean, people could make all kinds of things, and I'm sure they will. All right, so I've added my honeycombs. Now I'm going to glue down all of this, and then we will add the paths of the bee, and then we'll be done. So with the sketch, they had arrows. They had arrows, and that's where it gave me the idea of having the bee trail. So instead of having arrows, I had like a little bee trail because I'm trying to be a little thematic. So this one, that one was up, and so this one is down. So I'm going to, and I'll kind of eyeball it because I'm trying to have it be a little consistent. And when I'm all done with all of this, I will, I need to glue this in the middle because I'm going to have the bee trails kind of sticking up underneath. And then I don't really add a lot of adhesive until I get my pictures on, and a lot of times I get very forgetful when I'm doing videoing. And so I'm going to try to do Chrissy's Beautiful Life. I'm going to try to do I have no excuse because I am not working, correct? So I should be able to do a scrapbook and video every day, correct? In theory. All right, so I'm going to see how close this one is. So I believe when I'm looking at this, it looks like these pictures are at about 7. I'm going to just kind of eyeball it, and then I'm going to pop dot my bees because they're going to fly around. Yeah. And like I said, if I had it to do over, I would move, maybe I'd move the hexagons down a little bit and overlap just so that it gives it that more natural look. If you have things that touch things, I just think it looks, it's less bare and it looks better. Okay, so my little bee right here, he is flying up. If he's going to have his trail though, see, I think he's got to come up here like this, and I'm going to pop dot him, and we're going to give him antennas before we pop dot him. What I like to do is I like to stamp the antennas, and oh my goodness, they're so cute. It's so, when you do these projects, it's like, oh, this is so much fun, and you're just so proud of yourself. So I absolutely love this. I'm gonna, and it is very cutesy. I can see like busy as a bee. Oh dear. I'm gonna have to put this one down here too. If you wanted to, and if his antenna wasn't showing up enough for you, you could put, if you had little tiny black dots, that would be cute on there. But see how I've stamped it here, and now I can just have it so that the antennas are coming straight out of his head. And here he is. He's so cute. And he has a little heart too. Look at that. He's holding a heart because he is so happy to be with you. Okay, so this one is coming across like this, but I want him to have his little, I don't even know what you call it. A beeline. Ha ha, it's a beeline. So I'm using this instead of the arrows. I'm using a beeline. So, and if you're a Stampin' Up! Person, you probably have this in your stash because it was really popular. It was one of those that they brought back. I just wish they would have brought back the paper too. But I might, when I run out, I can probably do. So here this is. Here's his little trail. Isn't that so cute? There's all kinds of, there's flowers on this stamp set. And there's really a lot of good stuff. So even if I ran out, I could probably make my own random stamping one. All right, so he's coming here this way. And so I will have another bee probably coming this way. I have lost my little, oh, here he is. Here he is, he's right here. And I think I'm going to have him up here like this. I'm going to put the pink in back. You can kind of see why. I'm going to move this over a little bit. I've kind of been going off camera a little bit. You can see why I put the peach in back. See how the wings just don't show up on the white. And so, and if you wanted to add more bees, you could add some flying bees. You could fussy cut some of these down here. And there's all kinds of bee sayings. But at some point, you just have to be willing to walk away from the page. So that's going to be my little bee line, because I'm trying to bring in the idea of these lines right there. So that's how I had it. I could add another title, but I think once I get my pictures on there, we're going to be good. And I'm seeing that it's not very straight, and I will go back and make things straight. Oh, here's my, I knew I had that. See how much better that looks? That's kind of an experiment as to why I put the peach in back. So this is my first day of Christy's Beautiful Life. I hope you enjoyed it. This is not available, but the Stampin' Bundle is, the stamp and the bundle is, and I believe starting tomorrow, it's 10% off of some of the bundles. I will let you know if that bundle is 10% off in price, but it is super cute, and it would be so much fun. I know that Nettie brought this paper, and it would, if you want to borrow my stamp set and my, it's so fun. All right, so I hope you liked this. Remember, I'm still trying to get 100 subscribers, so if you like this video, please like and subscribe. I will put my the code that I'm using for this month. I'll put the date on it. If you would like to order from my website, you can do that and put the hostess code. It helps me a little bit. This is going to be part of our challenge. I do weekly challenges and give prizes. If you are not local, you can still participate. You just need to pay this postage for me to send the stuff to you. And this will be, so our challenge for this week is large titles, but for the month of June, you could use this sketch, and if you just are wanting an easy way out, I could make this kit up for you, and you could use it for a sketch and then put it in for the drawing. I hope you will swing by and see my still pictures on my business Facebook page, which is also Scrap in my own private Idaho with Joy. Have a great day, and tomorrow I am also going to use this pack of paper they have some more hexagons. I think I'm about 90% sure that that's what I'm going to use for tomorrow's layout as well, because I love this paper. I hope you have a great day. This is Joy, signing out. Bye.